I'm Willie, Jello, Titus, and this is the Armageddon Update. You know, I like to point out that the rioters in Ferguson saved some lives by burning down that Caesar's Pizza. Imagine all that cheese or whatever the hell it is clogged up the arteries of black people. I think they saved some lives. Yeah, I think they were just looking for a reason to burn it down. You know, white people I know ask me, yo, why do black people riot? I don't see the Asians riot or the Mexicans. Why just the blacks? Well, I can tell you why. See, the Japanese and the Chinese got a country full of people that look like them to go to if they don't like it here. Both of those countries, economic powers with a proud history in the past. Mexicans just got to drive through San Diego to go home if they don't like it. And one more thing. We never enslaved Ping Fong Lo or Ho Yun Fat. The Rodriguez family, all 320,000 of them, they're free to go. And sure, they had a chunk of their country taken from them, but at least the country that took it, they still get to mow and landscape. Black people, on the other hand, were loaded into boats and chains and brought to America. Not to pursue happiness, but to pick cotton and have our women raped by Thomas Jefferson. Yeah, maybe Bill Cosby is just trying to get even. And I know that my white friends never enslave anyone. I know that most 80% of white people ain't racist. It's too hard to pay rent and taxes in this damn country, man. No one got time to be racist. And maybe that's the problem. None of us also got time to fix a problem that happened over 400 years ago. You know, every other nationality has like a grounding strap to its past, its culture, you know. American black people don't even know what ship their great-great-great-great-grandpa came over on, man. They didn't keep those records. You know why? Because we were property. We didn't get a record of who we were, where we came from. We got a packing slip and a UPS sticker if our new master was out at the cotillion. See, we don't have a culture to look to that is thousands of years old like the Asians or the Europeans or even the Muslims, man. We just got 400 years of getting our ass kicked, not paid, building this country while the whip marks healed. You know, we don't have a place, somewhere to look back to and feel a sense of history, a sense of pride. Or we could look to Africa, a place of death, Boko Haram and Ebola, where every leader eventually screws his entire country over. On top of that, we didn't come here of our own free will. In the flowing robes of kings, we came here in rags, and they didn't even have snack service on that goddamn boat trip. Now, this Ferguson deal is just another in a long history of riots. See, when people don't have a place, when the people don't have a connection to where they are from, there is a confusion, a deep sense of the unconnected. You know, it feels like something's always wrong. And if you walk around like that generation after generation, it just becomes part of your insides, you know? You know you don't fit, right? So you do all you can to let it out. I mean, look what we've come up with for America. Black people invented the blues. We didn't invent happy show tunes. We invented rap music, the angriest music ever invented. Yeah, we didn't do nursery rhymes. Black anger is in the DNA, and it's just looking for a spark. Ferguson was that spark. And I want to be clear. I'm cool with white people. I got no animosity. I got fear, but I got no animosity. Because you Irish, German, Dutch, Mexican, Japanese, Asian, Indian, you all have a place you are from. You came here from there. Black people, we were brought here. This America is where we are from. And America don't like us much. And I want you all to know this ain't a problem with white, and it ain't a problem with black. This is just a problem, an American problem that needs no blame put on anyone. But everyone needs to jump in and help fixing the goddamn problem. You know, the past is over, but it happened. The good news is the future is up to us. But I think we can all come together, white, black, and brown, and agree that burning down a goddamn Caesar's Pizza is good for everybody. I'm Willie Jello, and this is the Armageddon Update.
Hello, everybody. Christopher Titus. Wow. Willie, I got to say that was weirdly intense and still funny. You're right. Taking down a Caesar's Pizza is pretty much good for everybody. So just so you guys know, Bombshell is at her grandma's house right now for Thanksgiving. I'm going to be leaving tonight. I wanted to do a podcast for Thanksgiving to deal with what was happening. So I have a special guest with me besides Willie. To the right is, we're going to call him Pittsburgh Mark. He's a guy who works with a lot as a comedian, actor, hustler. Really don't give him a tool, but how's it going?
It's going well. Don't give him a tool. Yeah, no, don't. That's good advice.
Anything mechanical you shouldn't touch.
I think I have a grasp of it until I actually do it.
Yeah, he works for Combustion World Industries here at the Combustion Lounge, and work. I can use the word work. He works sometimes really hard.
Right. Yeah.
And to the left with an amazing Armageddon update, Willie Jello.
What's up, people? How you feeling today?
I think we're all a little concerned and worried. Here's why. We've watched it on TV, and all we see, white people just see angry black people screaming, burn this bitch down. That's all we see. And you know what? Our first thought is not, wow, those people are upset and oppressed. Our first thought is, oh, I don't want my shit burned down. That's pretty much all we're thinking.
Yeah, right? And that, right, I know what I'm saying. Like, it ain't a whole lot of damn, what's what I'm looking for? Yeah, not a lot of dialogue can be happening when someone's screaming, burn this bitch down. I understand that, but you got to understand that black people, like I said, man, we ain't connected, man, in this country. We, you know, like you said, some dude from Kenya will come over and he'll be all talking that click clack stuff, but he's got pride, man. He's got, you know, he's from somewhere. Like everybody in America, like we ain't from nowhere. We're from here, and here hates our guts.
Yeah, I guess that's a problem.
That's not a good issue to have.
I guess that's a problem. So Mark, well, I mean, like, what do you see about it? Because you're from a different part of the country. Pittsburgh is a pretty more hardcore.
Yeah, it's blue collar.
Yeah, blue collar. But like, so your attitude about it is what?
Well, I think it's awful. I mean, anytime something like that happens, you're not gonna, you know, you're not rooting for either side. You know.
Yeah, but did you grow up with any racism in Pittsburgh? I mean, because it's kind of,
you know what,
a lot of it.
I went to school with it was predominantly white, and you know there wasn't a lot of. I guess not so much integration. It's just the area I was from is more, I guess, white, just plain. But I was never had any issues.
This is the whitest dude. Like I watch Marco around all the time. This is a white dude, man. White dude on top of white dude. I mean, there ain't nothing about his mannerism that even in near the hood. You may have driven through the hood once, but you were lost.
I got lost.
Yeah, you were lost. That had nothing to do. Your GPS was broken.
Yeah, I called my dad immediately.
Now, you know, it's weird because I grew up in California and I don't have a sense of it. I really don't. I was a kid walking home from the store once with a bottle of milk, and there's this kid Darren that lived on the next block, and he was like 16 at the time. I was like 10, and he was a black dude that would wear furry gloves in summer.
Nice.
Like he would just be a short sleeve shirt, like pants, like street shoes, like church shoes, and then these kind of leather furry gloves. And it's summer, it's July.
Well, you got a rep.
Yeah, I don't even know what that was about, man. Honestly, I don't know.
It's about style. That's what it's about, man. Sometimes, by the way, even black people sometimes go, damn, what the hell that dude wearing and why? And then the next thing they go, you know, maybe I should get some of that.
I know, right? Like sometimes you say, like one black dude will do something crazy, and the next thing you know, that's the style. And then the white kids jump way late on the bandwagon.
We've got a version of that, though. Don Cherry on Hockey Night in Canada, he dresses like, I mean, there's a lot of people that be like, you know, no white people are jumping on board with that. I mean, it's like these full-on suits, like candy cane.
This motherfucker talking about hockey in Canada? Yo, you know what podcast you listening to, right? Yeah. You want to. Have you heard this podcast before? He don't talk. He barely bring up any anything north of Oregon. He don't bring up much.
That's true.
And you want to Canada and talk about hockey?
There's a reference.
Yeah, dude, he's right. You should probably not be talking about hockey again. Okay, well, Pittsburgh Mark for the first and last time on the podcast. So my attitude about Ferguson is, I think I told Rachel this. I said I think this would have blown up either way had they, but maybe not. I don't think so. I think black people are just tired of it happening. Listen, when Bruce Springsteen has 3 songs about black guys getting gunned down, is a problem.
That's an issue.
And that's the problem, is that everybody kind of, you know, you see the people on the right getting mad, and these black people are just going crazy. Look at them, they're just animals. They're crazy. And then you see the black people are like, well, you know, the white man's trying to kill us. And the only evidence we really have is both of them. The black people are going crazy, and the white people are trying to kill them.
There's documented proof of both.
But not all white people. That's the weird thing, is that, and I don't think. I have seen a minor evolution in race relations, because I didn't see like in LA riots, when I was around for the LA riots, that was bad. Reginald Denny was a white dude who was driving a truck.
That was bad.
And his radio wasn't working, so he didn't know that shit had just broken off about the Rodney King thing, and he was just driving through Inglewood or whatever, and all of a sudden the mob, he's like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Everybody all right? Is there a problem? Does someone need some help?" And they pulled him out. Yeah, why are you holding that fire extinguisher? Boom, stupid for the rest of his life. So I think we've evolved a little bit, because I didn't see a lot of that in Ferguson.
No, there definitely wasn't.
But you also didn't see a lot of white people driving in and checking out the riot scene. You say, "Hey man, let's say we go down to Ferguson because let's see what happened." And who the fuck leaves a goddamn verdict out at 9 o'clock at night? Like, did you not know some shit was gonna break off? People, they drinking. They're off work. They drinking. Was it like the government trying to show, like, trying to make black people just go crazy? You want to not have a riot? You release that news at 7 a.m. the next day.
That's right.
People, they ain't up yet. They're going, oh man, did that motherfucker get off? And they mad. And they got to think about rioting all day. And then they're thinking about rioting instead of just reacting. They're like, we're going to plan a riot. We're going to riot at 8. Then at lunch, you're like, man, I don't know. You want to go to riot? Nah, what's on tonight? Is that an NFL game?
If I'm late for work again, I'm going to be in a heap of trouble.
Yeah, man, I can't riot. I can't riot tonight. No, not tonight. See, you would have had a day to actually have your brain would have done its diplomacy thing on itself. And by the end, you'd been like, this is bullshit. And I'm going home and I'm going to write a letter. Instead, they did it at 9 o'clock after people had a couple drinks in them and people got their lighters out and the Caesar pizza is gone.
That's prime time.
Yeah, well, I agree with you. Caesar's pizza is the worst pizza I've ever had in my life, and I'm kind of glad that one's gone.
Hey, Kmart just doesn't have any pizza, okay? They chose Little Caesar's pizza.
Pizza. It's just like that's someone pointed out to me that's their whole ad campaign. They couldn't even come up with, we can't call it good. We can't say we use natural cheese. What are you going to say? Just say pizza twice.
Then people will know that it's pizza.
Yeah.
If you say it twice, there's no doubt it's pizza.
Pizza. You go, pizza, you sure? Pizza. Okay. You said it twice.
It's round, it's red, I'll take it. Why not?
It's got dots on it.
It's got dots.
It must be pizza.
Yo, man, you had it. It ain't pizza. it ain't pizza. Pizza. That's what I would say.
I'm with you. So what do we do now? So how do we handle this next thing? Because again, what it feels like, because my father was in the Watts riots. My father was in the National Guard when the Watts riots blew it. By the way, there's a history of this. There's there's riots. But let's not look at why are there riots.
Yeah, don't just be saying black people be crazy having riots, man. Let's talk about why.
Okay, I know, but why is one thing. So black people have been oppressed forever. We agree on that, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, they got brought to this country in boats, and this is what pisses me off when I see why. Well, I never oppressed anybody. Hey, we're not saying you did. We're saying that the only way to fix this problem is to go in the back and fix where it started. It's like trying to, I don't know, man. Like when a house is already burning. You don't just make sure the shed is okay. You put the fucking fire out, and then you figure out why. And that's why they have investigators going. So if we go back to what happened, I think what Willie said was right. Is that black people, maybe I never thought of it that way, dude. But black people don't have a connection. Like if they had this history, this rich, they have basically Martin Luther King, who's up in a lot of black people's houses like Jesus. Am I right?
Oh yeah. Everybody got a picture of Martin. Oh hell yeah, and JFK, and Tupac. That's what we did. We did the three. That's the Trinity right there, man.
The Holy Triumvirate.
All right, fine, but so if black people had a history, except in this country, their only history is slavery, and then when slavery ended, it was still oppression. And then there's no civil rights, different water fountains, blah, 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 blah. And by the way, guys, I'm trying to analyze this not in a way, I'm really not trying to be like Joe liberal. I'm just trying to, the facts are the facts. And that's what bothers me. People go, I never enslaved anybody. I know you didn't, Bob. Bob, I know. We're fine. But no one's willing to, well, I don't want to do whatever.
Right.
Doesn't everybody want a country that we all are fine with, and maybe the next time we riot, it's to take the government down, and it's white, black, and brown burning down other stuff, and not their own neighborhoods.
Together.
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a unity riot. I'm looking for like a rainbow riot. That's what I would like to see. That would be a dream.
Yo, man, you like the evil Martin Luther King, man. That's pretty cool, man. Yeah, if we all got together, man, white, black, brown, and burned down the big fat white guys that was actually destroying stuff, hell, we could move on. Because then what would happen was someone would get in power and they become an asshole too, like because everybody who gets power become an asshole.
That's how Walmart started.
You're right.
It was just a hardware store.
Are you serious?
It was a small store, and then they just built it and built it and built it. Now everybody hates Walmart. And then if you were to take...
Well, they also tried to kill Tracy Morgan. Black man can't even sit in traffic before Walmart try to run his ass over.
That's true.
Okay, that was an accident? That was a car accident. Well, it's not all racism.
Oh, yeah? Living with me for a little while. It's all racism.
That's the problem. That's the problem right there. So, Michael Brown, let's talk about Michael Brown because that's the issue, because that's a specific issue. I'm trying to talk about a broader issue that basically is we as a society have got to face that there is underlying anger in the black community that goes back 400 years. Yes. It does. And it goes back to the 60s. I mean, it's not even like, 400 years ago, you don't remember those relatives. They just got Like I think Chris Rock said it. He goes. Things just got better right around 1964. It's only been like 40 years.
Yeah.
Which means you have a grandfather that knows how it was before that.
Yeah.
And or maybe a great grandfather don't know how bad it was. And you and I, dude, we're never gonna know what he goes through. Dude, I get it. You and me are never gonna know what you live like.
Yeah, but you're talking like you're an expert.
I'm not. I'm just trying to figure it out. I want to figure it out, and I have a lot of white people that listen, a lot of pasty-faced people that look like me listen, and we all just want to figure it out because we want our stuff to not get burnt down.
But Little Caesars.
All right, that's valid. That's valid. I like that. I like that you got something. Yeah, see, there's something in that. But see, now you're scared. See, now black people went crazy, and now white people are like, well, how do we solve the problem now?
Did you just do a white guy?
That was bad.
You scared me, man. So I don't know how to fix it. I know we have to acknowledge it, though. And black people have never had a place in this country, really, because even once they got the vote, once they got everything else, it was still like you guys were invited. It's almost like you were invited to a party, but it was like this. You were at the door. First of all, you actually set up the party. Then you basically worked for the people who did the party, did the landscaping, and then you were at the door, and you're like, we did all this work. Could we come to the party? And we were like, no. And then you fought. We're going to break the windows. All right, come to the party, but don't get near the buffet. Like,
stay away from the shrimp.
Yeah, exactly. There's always rules, and I get that. I get that, and I have a lot of black friends, and one's a federal prosecutor, one is a federal probation officer, top-notch people. And which I shouldn't say with any surprise at all, but I'm just saying that it's not. And then I see that dude. I see Michael Brown's stepfather screaming, "Burn this bitch down," and not helping. I don't think Nelson Mandela ever yelled, "Burn this bitch down." Gandhi, I don't think so.
Yeah, he just didn't eat.
Yeah, that was a crazy ass protest, right?
Well, yeah, because
didn't you do a bit like that?
Yeah, I did a nice second one. The protest or the first one? No, it was in Morocco's bleeding. Basically. Oh yeah. Basically, Martin Luther King said, all we're gonna do is march. Nobody do nothing. We're just gonna keep marching. Is that the whole plan? Is that everything? Because I'm really not. Are we gonna pick up a brick or anything? No, just keep marching. Yeah. I don't know if I want to be in it. Gandhi said, I'm not going to eat. The Muslims and the Hindus are killing each other. I'm not going to eat until they stop. Thanks for swinging a big bat there, little guy.
Yeah, right.
Hey, guys, the war's over because Gandhi's tummy is a rumbling. That was the bit I did.
The two sides are going to come together like, we can't let this guy not eat.
Yeah, burn this shit down. Man, it don't work. But I will say this, watching it on TV, man, as a black man, I felt pretty good. I was like, okay. I mean, I'm not saying I felt good like I wanted it burnt down, but there was part of me that was like, all right, that cop shot that dude and shot him 6 times, and now it's payback.
To the small business owner, though?
Yeah. Well, Caesar Pizza, I just hate Caesar Pizza.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah.
We can all agree that was a necessary go.
It may have been an insurance file. You don't know.
Yeah, they just burned it down themselves like nobody's going to buy this pizza. We better do this now.
Take it out now. No one buys pizza here.
Carl, don't burn out the pilot lights.
So Mike Brown, like Trayvon Martin, let's go back to that. When the thing happened with Trayvon Martin, I would have gladly joined the mob and burned some shit down.
Absolutely.
I was a kid with Skittles walking home. There was and everybody that tried to go, he had a hoodie on and he jumped from the bush. No, he didn't. And this guy got away with it. Mike Brown, on the other hand, shouldn't have died, but like literally 10 minutes before, he had strong-armed. I saw the video. He strong-armed some shop owner, just took a thing of cigars. The cops had got a call. They'd said, hey, there's a guy that he just ripped off a bunch of cigarettes from the store, and he strong-armed the owner. So the cops saw him, pulled up next to him, said, get on the curb, because he was going to talk to him. They were like, F you. And I guess he reached in the car. There's so many different stories. Reached in the car. They fought. The cop tried to pull his gun, shot him in the hand. He walked away, then turned around and came back at him. The cop says he charged at him. Now, he got shot in the top of the head with a bullet, like it grazed the top of his head, so his head was down. And the way his hands were, they said it could have been rushing at him. Now, again, I'm going to look all this stuff later, and please, people, go on my Twitter feed or go to my website and you comment on it. I'll read every email, I swear to God, because I want to get it right, because that's the problem.
Yeah, that's the problem. Nobody wants to get it right. Everybody wants their side and wants us all to believe their side, except the only way The only way we could have got it right is if there had been cameras from different angles, and maybe the cop was wearing one. Then we would know for sure. Like every time I see one of them damn video shows where you see the dude, like the cop pulls the dude over and the dude walks to the car all shady, right? And then the next thing you know, the dude goes for a gun and the cop shoots him 3 times. As a black man, I can't even say nothing, man. I'm like, oh yeah, the dude pulled a gun, man. I guess I'd have shot you too, man.
See, that's what I'm saying. If we just have common sense about it. So what do? Here's what I don't know what to do. I think that this Michael Brown, I don't have. Someone lost their kid. I feel bad about that, but man, the dude was not Jesus. You know, Trayvon Martin was a kid, and this guy was not Jesus. And it probably I'm sure it didn't go. I'm sure it didn't go down the way the witnesses for Michael Brown said, and I'm sure it didn't go down the way that the cops said it went down.
No,
but somewhere in between. So there was two white. Here's the problem: when you get 2 men together, I don't care what color you are. Everybody got to have a bigger dick than the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
And so, he said F you to the cop, then the cop said it back, and then get on the curb, and the cop's getting called on, white cracker, blah, blah. So the cops now, he's got to show his authority, so he pulls the gun. He's like, oh, you're going to shoot me now? Bam, and he shoots him. He's like, yeah, motherfucker, you shot me. Now he's mad. Now he runs at him. I'm sure what happened... if you could sit both of those guys down and say, all right, guys, we're going to let you do this again. Michael Brown, you're not dead, and you've never been punched in the face. We're going to let you do this again. You get a do-over. I'm definitely sure that it would have gone down in a totally different way. But and they said it went from 0 to 100 in nothing. Like it went from 0 to him being dead in like that fast.
Did he jump in the car? Is that what happened?
The reports were that he was reaching in, and that's why he got shot in the hand originally, was because what I heard was he got shot in the hand because the cop had pulled his gun.
How big was the cop? Because the cop didn't look very big.
Cop is Mike Brown was, how big is he?
Huge.
Mike Brown 6'4", like 295, 300. He's like 300. But cop's 6'4" too. Cop ain't a little man. He ain't a little man. But what bothered me about it was a lot of like Fox News, like the news stories was bullshit. Like they said, oh yeah, he broke his orbital bone. Like the dude punched him and broke his orbital. And then they showed a picture of a dude, and it turned out the dude that showed a picture of wasn't the cop. It was just another dude who got hit in the eye. And then they showed pictures of the cop, and his face was barely even swollen up.
Yeah, that if you break your bone like that, your face is a melon.
Yeah,
like
but they had to go. Like it's so bad that and it's shit like that. You go, well, something's really wrong. Then if they had to go that far to make up a lie that they were putting another picture of another dude. Look, all you white people look alike up to a point, and then we could tell you different.
Thank you. I think
up to what point?
Yeah.
What's the point?
Yeah, what does that mean? We look different. We look the same up to a point.
Look, white. You just white. But then you get to know you a little bit. You start to know you have distinguishing features. Let's just leave it at that.
We kind of all look alike,
and that too.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's.
So what do we do, man? What do you think we should do? What do we? Yeah, because no one knows how to fix it. We're all frustrated. White people don't want it to happen. Look, the last thing we want, if you're an American, the last thing you want is for any people to be oppressed in this country. All you want is to make sure you may have a good job, you make a good living, you can have a good Christmas for yourself and your kids, you can buy a new car every couple of years, and you can buy a house. That's what we really want. Mm-hmm. And you know what? Honestly, I don't give a shit what color you are. If you can have that too, and I can have that too, and no one's taking anybody's shit, I'm good.
There's plenty for everyone.
Right, you're right. And that's all we really want. So I don't know how to fix this. The only thing I can say is that listen, let's flip it. Let's flip it, okay?
Well, you gonna flip it now?
Don't make fun of me, man.
He's less white now.
Yeah, you said I'm gonna flip it like 3 times. Yeah. I guess we're heard. You gonna flip it? All right, flip it.
Stop. So imagine this. Imagine that in Africa they had brought over a couple 100,000. Me and you and our great grandfathers have been slaves in Africa, and now we live in a country that was because black people are like 12% of the population. That was, oh yeah,
is it that low?
Yeah, it's not what you think it is, But they dominate in pretty much entertainment, so you think that it's 50-50, but it didn't even close.
Yeah. Every time I see a Kevin Hart movie, I'm like, man,
yeah, this guy's all over the place.
He's everywhere. How can he be in 3 places?
And then that's all we had. That was our only history that we had got in the 1500s. We had been brought over to Africa, and had been slaves. And now we had we were basically still being oppressed, but it was just institutionalized, and you would just be mad all the time.
Oh, absolutely.
The problem is I get that black people don't have a lot of upside. You can only go, yeah, look at Jay-Z for so long before you go, well, what about me? How come I can't get this, or how come I'm having a problem getting the loan? It's like there's trouble, and I think we just need to admit it. Just admit it. Look,
there's definitely
admit
trouble.
Yeah, but admit it though. Black people are a bit of oppressed. Louis C.K. did a great bit. He said, I'm lucky because I'm a white male. He goes, are you kidding me? He goes, I can get into a time machine and go anywhere and be pretty good. He goes, I can get a time machine, set it for anything, and it would be pretty good. Black people can't get into a time machine and just set it for any time. They're like, no, stop. No, is that 1932? No, fuck that.
Well, Chris Rock had that one.
That's insightful. That's exactly it. If you can actually look back in time and you can actually see where you could go, if you can go everywhere and you're cool, hey, you had a good life. If you're a kind of person that if you went back to a certain thing, that your ass was on fire, being burned, being whipped, maybe you had some anger, man.
Yeah.
Maybe every once in a while you're going to burn down a Caesar's pizza.
That's, even if you're in a good mood, you should do that.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. By the way, if that was just the deal, just like if to get even, black people got to burn down a Caesar's pizza like one every 3 weeks, I would be like, you know what? If that's going to help slavery, that's going to help make up for slavery. It's not 40 acres and a mule.
It's a small sacrifice.
But it's one more Caesar's pizza that's not done.
And to be clear, we're not going after a Little Caesar's endorsement or free stuff from them.
They're not. Yeah, you think we're not? You don't think because we're announcing them so many times?
Yeah, because it's like if bad press is still press. Pizza to their door.
No, man. For God's sake, please, Caesar's Pizza. We're ripping on you. Don't send us pizza. If you give us pizza,
I'm gonna burn it down.
burn every coupon down.
Yeah, I'm gonna use your coupons to actually light the door on fire.
There it is. There it is. That's planned.
That's not even ironic. That's just justice. That's just no justice, no pizza.
Chris Rock had one about how about like nobody wants to be black. No, none of the white people that were in the audience. Nobody wants to be him being black. And he's like,
no justice, no pizza. Yo, man, that's what they yelling, man. That's what they burn down seats. That's what yeah. No justice, no pizza. No justice, no pizza. And then they burn the damn place down.
While they were burning it down, they should have said justice, justice.
No justice, no pizza. I'm making me laugh, and that's all I give a shit about. So what are you gonna say? Go ahead.
No, Chris Rock was saying, like, he's like, there's a white people that come to see me. He's like, I like you. You paid to see me. He's like, but none of you would trade places with me.
Right.
And I'm rich.
Yeah.
I love that thing. I love that bit.
He goes, oh, that's it. But it's true, man. It's true.
Well, before.
So you saying you want to trade place with me?
Hell no. Nope. Because what we're talking about right now, I don't think we've ever had a discussion on the podcast where these poor oppressed white people who are, who really don't have the opportunities that everybody else has. We don't have that. And so, I want it fixed. I don't have an idea. The only idea I have is you got to acknowledge the problem first, and maybe we can go from there. Now, my other problem is that I don't know what this is. Look this up on your phone if you can. When were they promised 40 acres and a mule?
Yo, that wasn't recent.
That was.
I would tell you right now that wasn't recent, but that was a promise. And by the way, I don't know what I do with a mule now anyway.
That's a good point. It's a really good point.
It's a very green way of traveling.
Yeah, what am I going to do with this damn mule? He just shows up at black houses across the nation. There's just a knock on the door, and there's a mule and a deed and some land in Oklahoma.
They have a piece of paper or whatever.
Black people will be like, "Yeah, I'm good."
Just like slowly shut the door.
Yeah, if they showed up with some shitty land and a mule now, yeah, you're right. We'd be like, nah, we're cool, man. I got a big screen and the game's on. Can I go, please? Take your damn mule off my lawn. Get this motherfucking mule out of my house.
That makes sense to me.
What the hell am I going to do with this thing? I'm not going to feed it.
Exactly.
And then the kids come to the door and they're like, yay!
Some white guy's just going, there you go. That's a deal. That's the deal you made.
There's your mule.
There you go. Take it easy.
There's your mule on your land.
Sorry, it took a while.
1870s.
Now we're going to tax the mule, by the way. You're going to have to pay us.
That's what it was. 1870s.
So not even that long ago, 140 years ago, they were promised 40 acres and a mule, and what did they get?
They saw, but it says many saw 40 acres and a mule as the key to freedom because it was land ownership.
Yeah, but where's the land at, man? It's like Oklahoma or some shit like that.
Well, it's all filled up with mules.
Yeah, well, now, see, that would have been, at that time, you could have rushed your ass out to California, maybe picked up a piece of beachfront, you know?
Right.
Up, yeah, you know, you could have maybe at that point, 40 acres, you've been like, yeah, I don't, what they do? Well, instead of Bob Hope and goddamn Ben Crosby getting all of it, when they got out here first.
Yeah, and they didn't get a mule.
Did they?
They might have a mule. Like
yeah, they did. They rode one on the
Bob Hope
road
petting
to
zoo.
something on the road. Those movies, road to India, whatever.
And that's how the Hollywood sign got built.
Yeah, so there you go. I didn't think about that. Had they done that and giving black families 40-acre parcels, what would have happened was that would have evened things out. It would have, because then you'd have all the black people here that were already here that have been enslaved or been oppressed. They would have had 40 acres to start with. They could have developed it. They could have done stuff with it. They could have been farmers, built farms, and it would have been more even.
That'd been a good start.
It would, I don't think you can start because
It would have been a good
a tiny bit of a payback.
tiny bit of a payback, because then you're starting your family's business, all that.
Yeah, so then we would have had some sort of wealth we could have built on. And not, just like everybody, man, not everybody go with money, not everybody go with land. So some people lost it, some people kept it. But the people that turned it around and did something, the old 1870s Russell Simmons, those, you know what I mean? Them dudes would have made some money. There's one, and they would have had an empire. And all of a sudden you wouldn't have had, you wouldn't have 80% of black people not making it. It would maybe different, but it would be a lot closer to what's going on now. And So now, again, we're looking at the past, and I every time I start hearing it, I start to get mad.
Don't do that.
No.
You don't need to get mad,
No.
because we're all friends here.
I'm the closest to you.
Pittsburgh Mark, don't hit Pittsburgh
Physically, not,
Mark. So maybe we should start there. Do you want a mule?
Hell no. I don't want no goddamn mule. We can do that. But 1870, give me a mule was like give me a damn 4x4 truck or something that I could have done something, man. But now, I don't want a goddamn mule now.
No.
Tell you what, give me the new Ford F-150, I'm good. Give every black man a new Ford F-150, and hell, give me just an acre. We're good.
You can do a lot in an acre.
Right, and it's not worth as much anyway. Then 40 acres would be worth too much now. So value wise, it'd be pretty equal.
Yeah,
right.
I think so.
Or you can get a very small apartment in Manhattan.
We're already downsizing this whole idea.
You get 300 feet. I know, right?
It was 40 acres and a mule. Now it's no mule and an acre.
Yeah, see how white people work. See that? You guys we were talking about getting it. I was feeling a little better. Like maybe I'll get something out of this, possibly, because I know you guys make policy. You can make a couple phone calls. Because I know white people are connected. They all
We just
connected.
have that phone. We all have that phone number.
Yeah, they call the people with the power phone.
Yeah.
Black people don't have the power phone. No, we got throwaway phone.
The bat phone almost ended it for us. That's whenever there's like, maybe this is actually real. And they're like, no, cancel.
So here's what I think we should do. I think if you're black and you listen right now, I have no concept. I have no concept of what it is. I'm a pasty faced, tall white guy who pretty much had every opportunity. Look, I didn't even finish. I as I say in my new act, I'm working on new material. By the way, we're going to be in Denver next week at the Comedy Works, and I'm starting to work on the new show. I think it's going to be called "My Damage Is Complete." Now it's time to work on the kids. I think that's the tentative title right now. So I'll be breaking in a bunch of new stuff. But one of the new jokes that I said, I didn't really graduate high school. I was let go. They just came in and went, "Hey, yeah, you're done here." And oh, really? This door? Can I go here? This way? Leave this way? Which way do I go? And yet I still, because there's nothing in the way of that. There's nothing in the way of it. I still got to become good at comedy, and I have my own business now, and I don't have some of the roadblocks. And I know some people are going to be pissed, and they're going to write this. I've read roadblocks too. If you're white, you don't have as many roadblocks. Sure, you may have some roadblocks. I have some roadblocks. I don't have a college degree. I'm fine, but the black roadblock is not in front of me.
And it's sad for all of us to actually have to face that there's a roadblock that's because your color, your skin. Imagine that. Imagine that your opportunities were cut down with no one knowing you, no one knowing your skills, no one knowing what you could do. But your entire opportunity was cut down because you walk in and you ain't your color.
Yeah, but I'm not even a pretty color.
yo, man, you're like a yellow white man. It's crazy. You're an odd hue.
It's like sunflower.
He got an odd hue, don't he?
Yeah, yeah. It's like he fits in at Easter with all the pastels.
All right, stop, both of you, stop it. But I didn't, think about that, and I'm not saying to anybody who's arguing, who's right now getting fisted, because I can hear. I didn't say getting fisted. I can know there's white people right now going, Jesus, this is so. Just think about it. Just think about it. We all have problems. We all have oppression. I went through a horrible divorce. I could sit here all day and go, well, you don't know what my problems are. And I don't want you to talk about your problems for a second. I want you to take a minute, because we all get your problems. Take a minute and go, what would it be like to live in a country that you were brought to, that decade after decade, generation after generation, was held back in a new way. Whether it's voting laws, whether it's the civil rights laws, whether it's Jim Crow. Imagine that every decade there was a new rule against you and another way to hold you back. And now you say, well, why don't they just pull themselves up by them bootstraps? Look at that Beyonce. She did that. Yeah, Beyonce's father was pretty successful and stuff. She started from a different place.
And she's hot.
Yeah, and smoke right there, right?
So that's going to lift a lot of barriers. They're going to be like, wait, oh yeah, come on in.
Right. There you go. Smoking hot and black?
It bridges all gaps.
Well, I won't say that, but I would say it cuts down a little bit.
A little, I don't know.
Yeah, but here's the problem. That's just the old school way of saying, like, oh yeah, that's Thomas Jefferson going, hey, honey, why don't you come up to the house?
That's an extreme comparison.
But there is a thin thread that connects it. You know what I'm saying?
But that could be true on either side.
I don't know what he's talking about. What? I mean, true on either side. What do you mean?
Well, white, black, anything. The hot go through.
That is the hot do get a pass.
We like there's racist senators that get caught with black hookers. I mean, it happens. Hotness fills all voids.
Yeah, hotness doesn't even matter where you're from, what color you are, what you speak. It doesn't. It doesn't. If you're smoking hot, you could be borderline retarded, and
all you say is pizza.
Pizza.
I can put up with it.
Yeah,
I'll deal with it.
Look at it in the heels. Look how she looks in the heels. I know, but she's smoking. Okay, so basically, if you're smoking hot, we're not talking to you people right now. In fact, screw you people, because we're all oppressed because of you people. You guys have it easy.
Keeping us down.
That's right, man. The hot people keeping us down, man. I'm tired of the hot keeping me down.
Let's go burn down some beauty parlors.
Yeah, that's right, man. No, we're gonna go down to that All Saints and Rag and Bone. Go burn down the Diesel Jeans store. That's right, y'all. You get out of here, you hot people. Damn.
I don't know. This has changed. This whole podcast has changed dramatically. So anyway, all I got to say is this to everybody in Ferguson. I hope it keeps calm. I guess we'll never know what really happened on that street. I actually don't think black people are. I think deep down, black people just, and you can tell me if I'm wrong. Watch that Michael Brown video where he pushed that guy, and we all and Pharrell said it. Pharrell said something today about it. Pharrell goes, how come no one's talking about this guy had just strong armed a store owner like 5 minutes before,
right?
And he said he goes, and I'm not saying that he should have been shot for that. He shouldn't, but what was in his mind and in his culture that he thought that's how you should act,
right?
And so, and yet Trayvon, they didn't burn anything down after Trayvon, did they? It was very calm.
No. Well, it was also extremely sad. I mean, the whole thing was just,
But that's the Trayvon thing is where we all should have lost it. That wasn't. I'm not saying Mike Brown should have died. I'm just saying he wasn't Trayvon.
There was rioting in Oakland and everywhere.
So what level is it okay to kill a black man? You tell me. Is that taking a pack of cigarettes or what? I mean, you tell me. Well, when's it okay to shoot a black man, Titus?
Okay, I got really uncomfortable. I didn't say that.
Here's a word from our sponsor, Pizza.
I'm just saying that we don't know if Mike Brown. I mean, the cop says Mike Brown turned and charged him. Now, this is also a guy that was outweighed him and it was taller and bigger than him. And if the cop feared for his life, he's in a black neighborhood, white cop. Obviously, he's already been punched in the face a couple times, and a dude's charging him, threatening to kill him while he's shooting him. He feared for his life. And, I've heard this story about cops. He didn't know Mike Brown was on, if Mike Brown was on PCP or something.
Right.
I mean, and by the way, people on PCP keep going. So do I think it was wrong? Yeah. But I will say there's there's a weird gray area in this one, whereas I thought Trayvon, like I was so stunned. I actually shed tears at the Trayvon thing. I couldn't believe that fuckwad Zimmerman got off. Couldn't believe it. You know, so I think if we all stop seeing the black and white of it, because what if it was a black cop shooting Michael Brown? What if a black cop had shot him?
See, that's not even a valid question, because a black cop would have just pulled the dude over. Because it was a black cop, the Michael Brown would have said, "What's up, officer?" Probably been more scared, actually, because there's none of that white-black shit between them, and it would have got handled. But because of that white-black thing got in the way, so the white man saying, tell me to move, well, fuck the white man. That's what comes up for black people. So it wouldn't have happened.
What if it was an Asian cop?
Well, then Mike Brown would have kicked the shit out of him, and then and then basically no one would have got shot.
I think that was racist.
That was racist.
That was racist.
Or it would have been more racist to assume that the Asian cop knew kung fu.
Well, it's actually racist both ways.
Yeah. It's like, well, obviously the Asian cop would have handled it. He would have snap kicked him.
This was a mathematician Asian cop, because they all know math.
He could have thrown. He could have thrown the abacus at him.
Yeah, that's right, man. You know, they count on the little beads. Click, clack, click, clack, click, clack, click, clack. 4.
Wow.
You're so racist, dude. You got to stop.
4.
I will say this, man. I appreciate you trying to do something with it, talking about it, man. You know, because at the end of the day, if everyone just like got to the point where it wasn't a white cop shooting a black kid, it was just a dude. It was kind of a half criminal dude who smarted off to a cop. A cop snapped and shot him. Cops should get fired no matter what. I think the cops, we should at least get a leave for absence or something, man. You know, you got to do something, man. You can't get away with shooting somebody 6 times. Now, if they're coming at you, fine, but we better have video. All I'm saying is, if there was some sort of across the board thing where if you shot somebody, white, black, whoever, as a cop, you get 6 months leave, man. So that would make you kind of react different. You'd be like, all right, how do I handle this situation? Because that's what you paid for, man. You ain't paid to carry a gun and be an asshole. You paid to actually, you're paid to live at a higher standard as a police officer. You're paid to live a little bit higher. And most cops do. Like, I have to be honest with you, man. I have been roughed up by cops before. But it's like, ask questions that I shouldn't be asked. And when you talking about comics?
Yeah, every comic I know actually has a story. Every black comic I know. And this one I started to kind of realize there was a problem. Because I had this thing when I was younger that was like, well, man, black people just flipping out. They're just flipping out. And then I would go on the road with these black comics, and we'd be sitting around telling stories after the shows. And every single black comic that I worked with had a story about being pulled over and bounced off the hood of a police car.
Really?
Yeah, and roughed up and car searched and everything. My buddy Bay, he's the federal prosecutor. I mean, he's a federal prosecutor. He has a story, and this guy's like magna cum laude. This guy's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah, he is.
And he has had, like, all of a sudden they don't see that this guy's a federal prosecutor. They go, that's a black guy. They don't do that with us. They don't do that with white.
I got my truck searched in Kentucky once.
Yeah, but you got tattoos from your wrist all the way up your
They
shoulder.
couldn't see that in my car.
But that's the thing, visual. See, there's a decision made about the way you look.
Absolutely. My mother tells me all the time.
How did that feel?
It didn't feel good.
That's my point. And now we've come full circle. Yes. All right, people. I just want everybody to know that we're going to go short today because I got to catch a plane. I want everyone to know, go to ChristopherTitus.com if you want to get DVDs. I got my first 5 specials on there and the box set with the first 4. We're going to do a deal for Christmas. If you buy the box set, which has the first 4, we are going to throw in Voice in My Head for free.
Whoa.
Yep. That's from December 1st through Christmas.
Stocking stuffers.
So you can get all 5. Now, here's the other deal. The new special, before it's even on TV, is going to be available on DVD. Now, I had a problem today because I took the goddamn thing to the post place to have them make sure the sound and everything was right. And I took it 5 days ago, and I called today. I go, when am I going to get it? And they go, oh, yeah, we're going to start working on it now.
Who is this?
Starting on Monday. Right.
Yeah.
And I just ripped that guy. So it's going to be done. It should be done next Wednesday. You'll be able to do 2 things with it, people. You'll be able to download it by the end of next week. By what is Friday?
Friday is the
5th?
Yeah, Friday the 5th.
So Friday the 5th, you'll
It's
be
my
able
dad's
to start,
birthday.
You'll be able to start downloading it on Friday the 5th. You will be able to get a hard copy for Christmas for anybody you want. Pre-orders will probably go. I'll let you know pre-orders. Probably we're going to start pre-orders on the 7th or 8th, and then we will ship them by the 15th of December, so you'll get them for Christmas. So the new special, Angry Pursuit of Happiness, will be available ASAP. We are going to be at the Denver Comedy Works coming up. What are you up to?
Yo, man, just 3rd and Western. You know how it is, 3rd and Western. So we having a lot more conversation since this Ferguson thing, I will tell you that, though. But I want to say this, man. I appreciate you sat down and talked about this, and let me do the Armageddon update, man, because I thought about it a lot, man, because even I get confused too, man. I know I'm angry, but you made me stop and think why I'm angry. And it's true, man, and we don't have a connection. You know, actually, if you think about it, the only connection we have because of slavery was America. Like, we are Americans, and yet we are not treated like Americans sometimes, you know. We're treated as lesser Americans, let's just say that. And for white people out there going, that's bullshit, you'll never know. I will never know.
No.
Pittsburgh Mark, you ever going to know?
I'm never going to know.
Yeah. Well, the tattoo thing helps a little bit. You get a little
I
bit
do get my fair share of oppression.
Yeah, because you're really not a tough, badass dude that would be, but those tattoos you have,
Yeah.
People walk up and like, oh my God, that guy's scary.
That's the only reason. I've never been in a fight.
Yeah.
Ever since I got tattoos.
Right.
And I was a bouncer in a bar. That bar could have been robbed every night.
But the tattoo saved you.
They were like, nope, not this one. Keep moving.
He's got a mermaid on his bicep. There's no way. No way we're going in there.
It's got a bird. There's the bird on his arm. Just keep walking. Don't look.
And by the way, please, Caesar's Pizza, don't rebuild. Don't rebuild. Please don't rebuild. We don't look, man. It's bad enough. Look, there's enough reasons the black people get killed. Please don't make the arteries lock up and die.
Don't make it worse.
Because it ain't cheese anyway. You know it ain't cheese.
Yeah, whenever that's the only food like restaurant that burnt that no smells were coming out that were enticing. Like all that food cooking from the fire,
right,
is the only thing that smelled just like burnt plastic.
Did someone set a frisbee plant on fire? What is that? What does that smell?
Oh, that's Caesar's, man. Caesar burned it down.
But how come it doesn't smell like cheese?
There ain't no cheese in Caesar's Pizza.
It's all wax.
Yeah, pizza. No.
It's basically like a giant candle with all the wax cheese.
That's why it burned so long. It burned longer than any other building because basically it was just Caesar's pizza wax.
That's it.
Topping. Let's just call it topping. Can't call it Caesar's pizza wax. And it says on the box, okay for human consumption. Like those wax harmonicas and wax lips you could buy at Halloween that you could eat. Yeah, they're kind of consumption, but then you would crap a bowling ball. All right, guys, this is Titus Podcast. Again, ChristopherTitus.com. Mark, you got any gigs coming up?
No.
All right, Pittsburgh Mark has absolutely nothing to talk about. We just finished the cycle here at the Combustion Film Studios. We're working on those right now. We are going to, I don't know if I should put this, should I put the song up first or wait till the video's done?
Wait till the video's done.
I recorded a song for Arm the Children, guys, and it is
epic.
Tolerable.
It is epic.
Tolerable.
It is Titus singing.
No, man, I don't like that kind of music, man, because it's a little Green Day for me. But I will tell you this, man, it's pretty funny.
It's catchy. It's catchy. You're going to want to blast it out your windows until you hear the lyrics, and then you're like, maybe windows up. Listening.
Yeah, it's one of those
windows up.
It's one of those like the beat's good, the song's great, and then you realize what's he saying? You should arm the children. That's not good. All right, guys. Thanks for listening to Titus Podcast. Sorry, it's a short one. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll talk to you next week with Bombshell Rae. She'll be back. For myself, Pittsburgh Mark, and Willie Jello Titus. Later.
Jello. Yo, man. Yeah, you didn't suck totally. I thought you were going to try to take over the mic and shit.
I wanted to.
Yeah, I know. I thought he was going to jump on. Yeah, you were good. You actually waited. Well, then again, you're really intimidating.
Thank you, man.
He kept on inching closer and closer throughout the broadcast, and I was like, he's either going to hug me or he's just going to choke me out.
Yeah,
I'm getting
man.
choked out.
By the way, that's how you intimidate white people. And by the way, and you know, that's all we got, really.
Just choking them out. I got these tattoos, you're choking people out.
And I got nothing.